Everyone tells you to build a PC, but for some of you, that's actually a terrible idea. Imagine spending $5,000 on a 5080 rig only to end up using it just for playing esports games like Valorant and Fortnite. Games that at $800 budget would run without breaking a sweat, or worse, you are not even home to use your PC, because you spend most of your time in the lab or in the library. Building a PC isn't just a purchase, it's a project. You are going to need to learn and spend weeks researching. You will run into many unforeseen problems that even will make you wonder why you even started building a PC in the first place and not just bought a console. For some people, that is the fun of it. If you don't want to treat PCs as a project, then you are just overpaying for a headache. This video is designed as a starting point. I'm not going to tell you X GPU from Y company is better than Y GPU from Z company, or even if MSI is better than Asus. I will help you decide which category of personal computers that fits your daily needs and which category that you will need to further research on. After that, I will show you how to research properly. TLDR, need to move handheld for gaming only, or a laptop if you actually need it for work or for web surfing. Stay in one spot is a console for plug and play, or a desktop PC if you're ready for the learning curve. This is the image that we'll be mainly discussing. I will put the image in the description or will be edited around here. Do you actually need portability? Not maybe, I might need it someday I think. Not just in case. Where will you be 80% of the time? If your life happens in one place, your desk or your room, then why do you need mobility? Or are you constantly moving workspaces between school, work, library, or different rooms? Most people don't buy considering how they actually live day by day, but they buy based on a 1% scenario. I might host or join a LAN party one day. Maybe I'll bring it somewhere. Maybe I'll need to use it outside one day. If you do everything daily in one place and you buy for portability, you will just spend for features that you will not use. But the opposite is worse. If you don't work or study in one specific place, or your study or work happens away from your desk, and you still buy a desktop PC, it is just truly a glorified and expensive dust collector. There is no reason to lie to yourself. Be honest on which use case you actually have. Yes, you need portability. If you have decided that you do not need to move around regularly, then options will be narrowed down. You will be choosing between laptop or handheld. And this is where people often make mistakes. Instead, ask yourself, what am I actually going to do on this device most of the time? Laptop, general purpose. If you need your device to do typing essays or emails, studying, doing assignments, coding, multitasking, or anything productivity related, then get a laptop. Laptops are built to handle a wide range of tasks in one device. Writing or documentation, researching and browsing, coding, online meetings and chatting, general productivity, and much more. But the truth is, a laptop is not the most powerful option, but that's not what it's designed for. But it has much more flexibility than anything else. You can use it in different places, at your desk, in a library, in a cafe, or even in class and more. The flexibility is the premium you are paying for. But laptops have some trade-offs. They have less performance compared to desktop PCs, bad thermals under heavy load, usually higher cost for the same level of performance, limited to no upgradability depending on the model, when laptops are the right choice. If you actually move around, or if your work or study happens in multiple places, it is the optimal choice, because the ability to use your device wherever you are matters more than having high performance in one fixed location. Conclusion: if you move around, getting a laptop is the correct choice. If you need your device to do only gaming, watching videos, and light browsing, and you already have another device to handle productivity or heavy tasks, for example a phone, tablet, or school computer, then this is where a handheld actually makes sense, and that condition is important. Because a handheld is not designed to replace your main computer. It only works well when it's not your only device. Handheld trade power for one thing: convenience gaming. You do not need a dedicated space to use a handheld. No desk, no setup, no peripherals. You can just pick it up, play anywhere. That's the main appeal. But that convenience comes with trade-offs. Compared to laptops or desktops, performance is more limited, thermals are more constrained, screen size is usually smaller, upgradability is basically non-existent, and more importantly, functionality is limited. Handhelds are not a replacement for laptops. My recommendation is to get a handheld only if you really have another proper device, like a laptop, and you just don't want to bring that laptop for trips, short commutes, or casual use. Because if you try to use a handheld as your main device, the problems show up immediately. First, typing on it is really bad. Second, doing real work is either impossible or extremely difficult. And third, multitasking is limited. It's a great device, but just for the right job. In conclusion, pick based on what you do most of the time, not what sounds cool, not what sounds powerful, and not what you might do in the future. Because no amount of specs can fix a bad subset decision. And once you get this part right, everything else, budget, performance, upgrades, becomes much more easier to figure out. No, you don't need portability. If you have a specific space where you can consistently game, you have two main options: desktop PC or console. To decide between these two, ask yourself one question: do I value plug and play? Do you want your system to work out from the box with minimal effort? Or do you not mind spending time setting things up, installing what you need, and managing it over time? Console works out of the box. If you just want to relax, plug in your system, and start playing without thinking too much, then the console is perfect. Consoles are designed to be plug and play. Minimal setup is required. Strengths: will run into little problems for normal PC use. Cheaper than similar spec PC. Because profit comes from games and subscriptions. No need to think about software, drivers, or system maintenance. Controller is included. No need for extra peripherals and only requires the TV or monitor and the console itself. Downsides: expensive games and subscriptions over time. Uncustomizable compared to PCs. Limited upgrade options. Locked into an ecosystem where not all games are available. Very low value for productivity tasks. Emulation is limited. Modding is limited. A console is built for simple and consistent gaming. If that is all what you need, it does the job extremely well. It is the simplest and most reliable option with minimal effort. But if you want more control, flexibility, or using it other than gaming, the limitations become clear. So, if you value convenience and are okay with trade-offs like higher game costs and limited flexibility, choose a console. PC. High control, high effort. If you don't mind spending time learning how PCs work, troubleshooting problems, installing OS and drivers, maintaining the system, and dealing with multiple launchers for different games, then feel free to get a PC. A PC gives you the most control, but that control comes with problems. Building your own PC is a journey. You will make mistakes at the start. You might even feel frustrated or helpless when something does not work. Maybe the PC does not boot, maybe the RAM is somehow unstable, maybe a driver is causing a boot loop. Maybe the game you want to play just refuses to launch. With time, you will slowly learn how to diagnose and fix these problems. The good thing is that the PC community is strong and growing. There are many people online willing to help you solve problems. But search on Google first, because most beginner problems have already been answered somewhere. DIY vs pre-built. There are two main ways to get a PC: build it yourself or buy a pre-built PC. Building it yourself gives you more control over the parts, the aesthetics, the thermals, and planning your upgrade path. A pre-built PC is not inherently bad. It can make sense if you do not want to build it yourself or if there is a good sale. But you need to make sure you are buying from a reputable seller. With a pre-built, you might spend around $100 or more compared to building it yourself. Sometimes it can be also cheaper during sales, but you usually lose some customizability. The problem with pre-built is that people often only look at the CPU and GPU, while ignoring the other parts that make the system reliable, or even just randomly buying without any research. A pre-built might advertise a strong processor and a graphics card on the surface, but still cut corners with the PSU, RAM, etc. For example, strong CPU and GPU, but bottom of the barrel PSU, no airflow in case, lowest tier motherboard, bad VRM, I/O, no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, low amount RAM or slow RAM or high cache latency, limited upgrade path. Further on, let's see the general benefits and disadvantages of PC. Strengths: customizable, RGB case, cooling and specs, high performance potential, better thermals and quieter operation if built properly. Access to stronger hardware and many upgrade options. Access to a wide range of games. Not locked into one ecosystem. Lower game prices through Steam sales and the high seas. Open the door to emulation and modding. Can handle a wide range of tasks in one device. Good for gaming, productivity, editing, coding, streaming, and multitasking. Weaknesses: needs effort to set up. Building the PC can be stressful for beginners. You need to install drivers, software, and updates. Unforeseen problems can happen. Initial higher costs compared to console. Hidden costs like monitor, keyboard, mouse, headset, speakers, desk space, and maybe even Windows. Some games are poorly optimized, plus multiple game launchers. Buggy software can waste your time. Windows 11. Troubleshooting is a part of the experience. So zero thinking equals console. If you like learning, tweaking, upgrading, and having more control, a PC is better. Choose a PC for performance, flexibility, customization, and a wider range of games and tasks. And if you're willing to handle the learning curve. ITX, movable, not portable. An ITX system is not portable like a laptop or a handheld. It is better described as a movable small desktop. You can pack it in a bag or a car and relocate it without much trouble. But you're not using it on the go. You still need a desk, a monitor, electricity, and peripherals. When ITX actually makes sense. For LAN events, moves location occasionally, for example between home and another city, tight desk space or minimal setups, niche use cases like small home servers or specialized workstations. The trade-offs: higher cost compared to same spec M-ATX or ATX PC, limited upgrade paths, limited expansion slots and memory slots, more difficult building process, need more finger flexibility because space is tight. Might encounter thermal problems due to cooler restrictions. For most people, ITX is not the right choice. If you don't have a clear reason to go small, a standard desktop is a better choice. It's cheaper, easier to build, easier to upgrade, and handles sustained loads better. ITX, desktop in a small form factor plus more expensive plus not better performance. Unless you specifically need that smaller form factor, I don't recommend it. How to research. 1. 4 or more sources. Have at minimum 4 sources so you can have an idea of what the product actually gives you, ideally around 6 or 8. Use multiple media types, videos, website, forum. Why so many? So you can make an informed decision that you are satisfied with. Don't just blindly follow other people's recommendations. So, 40% internationally well-respected reviewers in English or Chinese, 35% local reviewers your country or language, 35% websites and forums. Local sources help with your country market conditions. Forums give extra real-world experience and special cases. Don't be afraid to use AI to compare sources that you find yourself, but don't rely on it to do the research for you. 2. Time is key. Give yourself plenty of time to research, ideally around 2 weeks. This helps clear out FOMO. Use that time to compare options, understand trade-offs, find deals. Set a date where you will buy it. Do not rush just because you find a good deal. Most deals come back every few days. 3. Make use of your local community. They usually have more experience than you and understand your local market better. Learn how to ask questions properly or read the FAQ or guides first. People can help you if you don't give the right information. Use 4W1H as a simple way to ask questions. Give context like, what are you using it for? Games, editing, coding? Why are you considering this option? Price, performance, portability? Where will you be using it the most? Desk, school, travel? When are you buying? Urgent or can wait for deals? And how does it fit your budget and future upgrades? 4. Choose what you buy based on the shortcomings you can tolerate. A perfect product does not exist. Every option has some kind of weakness. One might be cheaper but harder to upgrade, have worse thermals for better aesthetics, or are powerful but expensive. Ask yourself, what shortcomings can I live with? That is usually how you make the better choice. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Feel free to share ways I can improve my videos. I will rate proper feedback seriously. To make your feedback as helpful as possible, please follow this format. What do I need to improve? Script, pacing, editing, visuals, audio, etc. Why does it need to be improved? It was confusing, too slow, too repetitive, hard to hear, not engaging, or the point was unclear. Which part of the video needs improvement? Please include timestamp if possible. At 2:35, the explanation was too long. How can I improve it? Add visuals, improve audio, cut repetition, speak clearly, etc.